I'm George Bilgere, and this poem is about the birth of my second son, which to me was one of the most miraculous events of my life. But as you'll see in the poem, not everybody in the hospital necessarily felt that way. The poem is called Push. I'm trying to look as if I'm suffering. I have this anguished expression on my face, but it's wasted since I'm wearing a surgical mask. And anyway, the focus here is really on my wife. And the doctor is right there between her legs and he's shouting, "Push!" And my wife is doing this astounding thing. She's pushing yet another human being into the world, a world that so far seems to be pushing back. And the baby's heartbeat is down to 90, so the doc says, "I think maybe one more try, then we do the cesarean." So things in the room really are a bit tense. It's definitely a moment that demands a lot of attention, and my wife is gathering whatever shreds of strength remain in the shaking, exhausted sleeve of flesh her body has become. The blood and sweat and fluids everywhere, and this is it. When I hear the attending nurse standing just behind me saying to this guy in scrubs standing next to her, I think he's the anesthesiologist's assistant, "Well, just because Karen says she has a boyfriend doesn't necessarily mean she won't go out with you." And the guy says, his voice rising because my wife really is screaming quite loudly at this point, "Yeah, okay, I guess I should give it a try. I mean, what's the worst that could happen other than getting shot down and looking like a total fool?" And the nurse says, as the doctor is shouting, "Push!" "Yeah, but hasn't it been like a long dry spell for you? Aren't you getting a little desperate here?" And the guy laughs, and my wife screams again, and the doctor says, "Yes!" And into the world comes the bloody head, followed by the naked, lovely, bloody little boy, insanely ill-prepared for any of this. And I guess the guy actually is going to ask Karen out. And I say, go for it.